Hello everyone, my name is Rajesh Kumar and I'm your DevOps SRE DevSecOps coach. I have close to 18 plus years of experience working in multiple MNCs around the globe and having in-depth knowledge of DevOps, SRE and DevSecOps. So I would like to introduce you one certification program in a DevOps, and that is we call it DevOps Certified Professional. Now this is a 2 months of program, 25 tools of DevOps you will learn, and apart from that you will also get the access to the LMS, lifetime access to the videos portal. It's a certification program, and you will have 25 assignments and 2 projects along with it. It's a completely weekend program, so here you have classes on Saturday and Sunday. So as part of this course, you will learn multiple things. Here you see that you will learn Linux, AWS, Docker, Jira, Confluence, Python, Git with GitHub, SonarQube, Maven, Gradle, Packer, Artifactory, Selenium, JMeter, Ansible, Kubernetes, Helm, Terraform, Jenkins, Datadog, Splunk, and Neuralink. Now, how do we, apply for this? So how can you reach out to us? So you have a WhatsApp number and email ID. So please reach out to us, and we'll help you to onboard this program. Apart from this DevOps certified professional programs, we are offering other certifications as well in a DevSecOps, SRE, and one of the very comprehensive programs which we have is in Master in DevOps Engineering. Yeah, so feel free to get in touch with us and then enroll for it. Thank you.
Yeah, now it is good. So let's create a repository now. So here you have a repository. So different types of repositories. So I'll create one local, one remote, and then one group. So local repository here you can see. So add a repository local. Now we have learned the Maven, right? So we'll go for the Maven based repository, which is here. And now if you see the repository name, so this I'll just name it Maven, okay, and local, and I'll just name it my one DevOps school. So I'll remember DevOps school. Now here rest of the options I'll leave it as it is, though you should little bit read it actually, but right now not required. So I created one repository which is local. Now I'll create one remote. So add repository remote. But the problem is for the remote, we need some remote repository. Remember that? So this remote repository which I'm creating. So for that, I need one remote repository at remote location. So I can use this Maven Central. I hope you remember that. Maven Central is a remote repository. So go to the Maven, and this is a remote, and for this URL you see this is the one which is pre-filled for me. It's a Maven Central. You can give another repository also. Username and password alone is not required, so create it. So I have a two repository now. One is local, and which is here. One is remote. Now finally I'll create one virtual. So go and create a virtual repository. Virtual again type is Maven. So where's Maven? Here. And now in this I'll make it group and named it group. Now group required some repository to be added, right? So here I'm adding local and remote. That's all. So three repository I created for this. Are you comfortable with it, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now we have created repository, so that is done. Now let's go to the user management. So here is a user management. So here you can create a user. So let's create one user and then grant permissions and all stuff like that. So first thing which I should do, go to Little slow actually. So let's create a user first. So here I'll create a user deploy. Okay. And deploy at the rate of deploy.com. I'm not giving access any access. Password is deploy. Let me just again. This is the username and deploy 123 and D capital. Okay. So this is the one and this is the one. So yeah, so you can add a user and add it to the group, but I have not created a group so far. I have one group which is readers, which is a default, so I don't care about that. So save it. Something is missing, I guess password is not matching. So let's use some special character now and done. So I created a user which is called deploy. I'll go and create a group also. So here group deploy name deploy whatever it is, and you want to add some users, so here I can add a user deploy. So username is deploy, group name is also deploy. So why we created a group? For group, if you create, you can add multiple users to it, and assigning a permission will become very easy. So for example, this is the group I created, and now if you want to set the permissions, here you see it will be very easy. So at the group level. So how do we do that? That I'll show you this. Okay. So go to this global roles and just review this one. All these roles, what access will be given, and here you have permissions. Okay. So right now I'll create one permissions, and this is for deploy permission. So I'm matching the name. So this deploy permission, which repository? So I have a one which is DevOps school local and remote, and that's all. So this is the repository you added for getting an access, and done. Now which users? I know that UI is little unorganized, but this is how it is. Once you get a habit, you'll be okay for that. So here you have a resources. I added repository. Here I'm adding. I can add a user, but I'm interested to add a group. So which group? Which I created deploy group. Done.
This is the one-time setup, no, sir? But
Yeah, this is a one-time setup. Now the group, what kind of access you want to give? Read, manage, what exactly all this thing you can give it and create it. So now what we did, we created a user group and given a permissions. So now if you validate that whether the group has a permission, you see here. So permission tables, now you can see that here. Okay, so build, there is a one thing which you see build everywhere. We don't use the build because for the CI. So JFrog is trying to migrate into CI also, but that's not a feature which we are using actually. Okay, so now we are done. So any questions so far, all of you?
no.
Any questions? Okay, so after creating a repository and users, okay, now we'll do the push and pull. So how do I do that? So go to the user view. This is the admin view which you were seeing so far. Go to the user view. And the user view, what you need to do, you need to browse the artifacts. So how do you do that? So let me show you. See, these are the repository. So I created a local which is here, a remote which is here, and then remote anyways is come from the what do you say Maven Central. So that's the reason you see the so many files in the background they were syncing up. These files I did not publish. It is coming from the central repo. But Maven local should be empty, must be empty. So see that is empty. So what to do? So Artifactory has given you lots of setup instruction. Though if you know that Maven and all, you can go ahead with it. So what you need to do? So let me show you some tutorials around this. So Just type Artifactory upload. Okay, so here how to upload package to Nexus and Artifactory using curl. This is not needed. How to upload package using Maven in Artifactory. This is needed. Okay, so what you have to do, I'll just go to the things. I am assuming Maven, you know that. So what you have to do is these all steps is pretty long, and so you have to start from step number 5. Previous steps we have done in the previous sessions and all. So what you have to do, you have to modify the pom.xml and add the this one distributed management. Okay, this code you have to add it. Okay, so that you can do that. That's step number 5. Now what is a pom.xml? You know that. How do we get this one? I'll show you this just now. Now step number 6, what you have to do, modify setting.xml. So what is a setting.xml? Setting.xml is a configuration file for Maven. So modify this and add this server element, which is having username and password and ID and all. So this you have to add it. Okay, and after that, this command will deploy this stuff. Okay, deploy the packages. Okay, that's all you have to do. So can we do that? So I should be having project. Where is the project? But so let me check this last project if I have it or deleted. Yeah, is there. So here this is the project. Okay, so pom.xml is here. So go ahead and create a setting.xml. So for local, set me up. Though you can copy paste from there also, but I'm showing you the functionality of Artifactory. So you will learn this. So here configure, deploy. Click on deploy, and they give you all this entry which you need to make it here. So open this file, and this is the older one. Publish. That's all. So this what is done. After that, second part, what you have to do, add the setting.xml. So setting.xml should be uh, copy paste, form done, and setting.xml. So go to the setting.xml. So here, mm, C tools, and C tools, Maven, conf. Here it is, and done. Now here inside the setting.xml, here you have this. Okay, so give some, copy this element, and here. So what is the username which you created? So I created the username, deploy, and password is this one. Okay, now what is this ID? So this ID and this ID should match. So here central, right? So here I'll have a central. Now I'll create one more entry because for that, this is for release version of repository, and we are using this is for the snapshot. Both are same by the way. So I have to create a two entries for it. That means for this repository, though it's the same repository, this is the user ID and password. For snapshot, this is the one. Okay, so this we have to change this. Done. So here you have to change ID. So ID should match. So then Maven will come to know for that repository. This is user ID and password. So done. This is done, and I created entry. Finally, I will do the deploy. So how do we do the deploy? So for that, go to here and ambient deploy. That's all. So these are the sprint trees, which is one-time setup. After that Maven deploy, you can do that, and this will deploy to the Artifactory. So just wait for it. See here, is uploading the file here. Okay. And almost done. Done. Can we verify? So go to the Artifactory and refresh button. Do you have somewhere? Here it is. And you see COM, DevOps School, software, chat, and 1.0, and here user jar. So this is the way you can upload it to the Artifactory using Maven. Are you understanding all of it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, how do we download them? So let's say 1.0, I want to download it. So for that, what you need to do? So let's understand the process wise. So I'll just type Artifactory download. Here it says how to download a package using Maven from Artifactory. So here, first thing, you should be having the modules which will be dependent on each other. So how do you depend? So let's say chat I have published already, and here there's one more module called mail. So mail is depend on chat. So what you need to do? If mail is depend on the chat, so you have to modify this file, right? So dependency, where is that? Here it is. So here I set this 1.0. Why? Because here I have only one package, no? 1.0. See here. So here what I'm saying, chat, a mail product is depend on chat. So I added this one. Okay. So now this is not required for done. Added. Now because remember that both the component in the same machine. So how it works actually? How it works? So I hope you remember that last session. What happens if I try to build a mail project? Then let's put it in this way. Maven will look for the pom.xml for dependency, and they will read this part, and then this dependency they will look for the local repo right now, which is M2. I hope you remember that last session. And then if not found, then they will go to which one? Central repo, which is repo.maven.apache.org. Correct now? But the problem is I have the packages of the Artifactory. Correct now? Correct now?
Yes, sir.
So what to do? The first thing bad part is the packages is already there in the local repo. Why? Because I built it just now. So first I'll delete it from there. So how do I delete it? So go to and here .m2 repository com.DevOps school. Whole DevOps school itself I'll delete this because I built it both the modules in the same machine. So you have the packages. So that I did it. So now the package is not there in the local repo, which is here. This package, a chat package is not there. So it will try to download to the central repo, but I need to tell Maven, hey Maven, don't go to the central repo, go to the Artifactory. So how to do that? So for that Maven configurations you need to change it. So go to the setting.xml and here I need to modify the mirror component. Somewhere here you see mirror component. Now anyways I'm showing the demo, but also you will find this in the see here. So first you have a dependency set. After that you have to delete this is what I did. After that you have to make sure that you have one group repo containing all dependent repo. So group repo, do you have it? Yes, I have it. And after that this you have to remove it, I did it. And finally you have to change this one mirror component. So mirror component, what will the moment you change the mirror component, what will happen? Mirror component changing. So now Art Maven is not going to the central repo, but is going to Artifactory, and this is the Artifactory address for the group repo. Okay. So now can I go and change the mirror component? See, now this address is I'm not sure, so I'll copy from uh, here, here, group. Set me up and address is this one. This is the one. Okay. Now this ID and the server element ID, the username and password for that should be matching. So let's create this one more entry for this, and username and password let it be same. Oops, sorry, here. So username and password for this ID. So for this repo, this is the username and password. So that's done. Now what I will do, I will download the package mail. So go to the mail here, command and mbn package or whatever you want to do it. See here is downloading from this Artifactory now. And first it download from the Artifactory and copy inside the .m2, which is, where is that? Just a second. cmd start dot m2 here com, where is that? It's downloaded or not? Let me check that. Still downloading, just wait for it. So Artifactory, okay, this is downloading. Still downloading. And .m2 repository. I'm just checking it. Still downloading it. So now, see here, now downloaded complete. So com, DevOps school, software, chat. Here is a jar file. So they downloaded from the Artifactory. So what basically we did, nothing great we did. In the pom.xml, we set the dependency, that's all. And second thing what we did, added the mirror element. So Maven will not go to the center, but rather than it will go to Artifactory. That's all we did. And after that, we started using this. So did you understand that how to download and how to upload all of Artifactory packages using Maven? All of you?
Sir, okay, that is okay, but so what is the use exact real-time use for the repository? Because as far as I know from the project, repository is used to download or to trace that package, no,
Same.
from the
Only
from the
two
remote only.
things. Only two things. Upload and download. Now different
Okay,
types of packages. That's all. So today now I'm showing you the Maven packages. Next day you'll have Docker packages. How to push
correct.
and pull. So let me show you here. You can have a repository and now Docker repository. So you'll not get to use the hub.docker.com. That was for learning purpose. You'll have this kind of thing. So add repository here and Docker now. And now you'll have to do the push and pull kind of things. Getting once. So
Okay,
this is the Docker now. So go to the front here, Artifactory, and this is the Docker and how to push and pull. This is the address, okay, and set me
okay,
up.
okay.
Yeah. So every kind of packages will be stored at Artifactory. You should know how to upload, how to download. See, tagging and pushing and
Sir, in
do this.
in in the real case, I'm using actually Nexus, okay, and I got an issue with
Hmm.
the repository. What was the issue? I'll tell you. I mean, it was a very general issue.
Hmm.
Uh, they were telling that in the Nexus repository, the package should be updated automatically, and we will we will have that URL of that package, and that package, that URL, we will, with the help of that URL, we will update our whatever, you know, repository in
Yeah.
our local thing.
So that's automation. So
That is
automatically will not
automation.
happen that's automation. So that means Docker file, you have a Docker build command, right? So someone should trigger that build command and
Mhm,
Docker push to the Nexus in your case. And
mhm.
then, so that all automation can be done through Jenkins.
Okay, okay. Jenkins was also involved in that. Yeah, right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because no one can do manually, you know, that latest patches in the
Yeah.
repository,
Yeah. Yeah.
that packages. Okay, okay. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions, guys?
Is there any difference between Artifactory and Git and GitHub, or is like there are same tools for same purpose?
See, fundamentally, there's a huge difference. GitHub is for repository, okay? GitHub for repository. Uh, yeah,
Sir, but GitHub is different thing, no? This is not related with the repository.
so fundamentally, there's a huge difference between the GitHub and Artifactory. Uh, I mean, GitHub has a repository. Artifactory also has a repository.
Mhm.
But one difference is GitHub store the source code in the
Correct.
repository. Here you store the binaries, packages, and all,
Packages,
different types of
yes.
packages.
Mhm.
Now Docker, but now if you see that GitHub is coming up with this Git uh, packages manager also, GitHub package manager also. There you can store some of the popular packages like Maven, Java package, or Docker packages and all. So that functionality is being added to GitHub Enterprise from last few months. That you won't find here. Uh, so like that. So because GitHub is not a only source code management. Now GitHub has become a issue tracking tool, project planning, documentations, build server, CI, and all. Everything is transforming actually. Getting open. So GitHub is becoming very vast over the period of time.
If you would have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@devopsschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest. Thanks for watching.